So they are about to resume after the tea interval. Mackenzie will continue from the main road end and he will be bowling to Jadu. Jadu is still
Not off the mark.
not yet off the mark.
Start again.
Mackenzie to Jadu. Jadu is coming forward, pushing it out down on the offside into the mid-off area. Closely watching the first delivery after the tea interval.
Brian was at 24. That do not.
So at the non-strikers end is the skipper, Tariq Brand, on 24. He has not yet faced the delivery after the tea interval. Jadu going forward, bring that down into the leg side. No run coming from it. Mackenzie again to Jadu.
One play. That's it.
Forward he goes, pushing it into the short mid-off region. Mackenzie to Jadu. Coming forward and he's bowled him. Coming forward and he's bowled. That was a good delivery from Mackenzie of a full length. I believe Jadu should have gone forward, just using his feet to get to the pitch of that one. Instead, he played a long forward, as they say, and got his stumps disturbed, and he has not troubled the scorer. So that looks like Littleton going out. The new batter is Ryan Littleton. So Binns and Jadu have not troubled the scorer,
Same 30. Who got back?
losing wicket right after tea, with the score still on 38. So Stets 38 for 3.
Charlie Jadu gone without scoring. Ryan Littleton, new batsman.
The Stets batters are not using their feet to get to the pitch of the deliveries. They are just stretching forward. And once they stretch forward and do not get to the pitch of the delivery, any turn, any spin will be their undoing. That is exactly what they have proven. So let us see if these two can build a partnership for Stets. That's Littleton and his captain, Tyreek Bryan. Binns was bowled similarly by Mackenzie. You have to move your feet to the spinners. You can't depend on playing long forward at all time, because if you play long forward and you do not get to the pitch of the ball and it spins, it turns, you are in trouble. Ryan Littleton going back and playing that into the short mid-wicket area, the mid-wicket area, but he wasn't able to beat the fielder. The end of a successful over, a maiden over by Mackenzie, as he got the wicket of Jadu bowled for naught. 38 for 3 Stets in a spot of bother. The middle order is brittle. They've not been producing a whole lot of runs, and today seems to be no different. Scott will continue from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to Tyreek Bryan. On 24, has not scored since the resumption. As a captain, he'll have to lead the way out there. He'll have to direct traffic on the pitch, not traffic to and from the pavilion. Scott to Brian. Brian driving that down the pitch. Not getting a whole lot of pace on it. Scott just moved across to his right. Picked up. Driving that down to mid off. They can only get a single as the ball goes down to long off. Go through a single, and it's Littleton now who will face Scott as the score goes up to 39 for 3. So Scott is going to come over the wicket to the right-handed Littleton. Scott to Littleton. Coming forward, getting to the pitch of that one. If you are going to come forward, as they say, with a long forward, you must ensure that you get to the pitch of the delivery so it can't turn past you. It must meet the face of your bat. He's again forward into the offside. Scott to Littleton, shot, and he's flicking that through square leg. They go through for quick single, return comes in, but they're home. So that's 40 for 3 Stets in reply to Excelsior's 127 all out. So Brian will have Scott to him, a slip, a short leg, cover, extra cover, backward point. It looks like the end of the over. Yes, the umpires are changing positions. And at the end of the over, Stets, they are 40 for 3. So Mackenzie again. Mackenzie has so far taken 2 wickets. And he has bowled both batters, Bins and Jadu.
40 for 3.
Mackenzie to Littleton, and is lifting arms outside the off stump. No problems there. Forward defensive he goes. They are afraid to attack those deliveries outside the off stump. And he's bowling again, playing forward, not to the pitch of the ball, and his off stump has been disturbed. So Littleton goes for 1. Littleton goes for 1 and Stets. They are 40 for 4 in serious problems now. Cannot negotiate the spinners. So Mackenzie, he has taken 3 wickets so far, and they all have been bowled. So he's taking 3 for 19. 3 for 19 in his 8th over.
Come on, bro. Give him. Right, so
Who got back now?
Kevin Brown is the incoming batter. Sets in a serious position. As I've always been saying, if you're playing long forward and you're not getting to the pitch of the turning ball, it is going to turn past your bat or your pad. You're either going to be out LBW or bowled, but they are not understanding that.
40 for 4. Replying to a
You have to move their feet to get as close to the pitch of the delivery as possible. Because that might sound like a broken record, but if you do not get to the pitch of the turning ball, you leave your stumps unguarded. And all the batters seem to want to just play this long forward, not using their feet to get to the pitch of the ball. Mackenzie's on a spot and he's not moving. That's it. Brown used his feet to drive it back to the bowler. That is what they need to do. Move their feet to the spinners because Excelsior they've bowled 3 spinners so far. No pace. And probably that was their plan to come hit to Santa Cruz today with an all spin attack.
40 for 4.
40 for 4. Two batters out without scoring, 1 for 0 and 1 for 14. So it's up to skipper Tyreek Brand to push the score because 117 could look 1,000 miles away. Mackenzie has been hitting a spot the right line. 3 consecutive overs, maiden overs.
new batsman in is Kevin Brown.
When you get deliveries to put away, if you just stop them when the good ones come, you're going to be out and not adding significantly to your total. There's a change in the field. One slip. Deep gully. Cover, extra cover. Mid off. Butters could be playing for non-existent turn. Scott to Brian. Leaving that one outside the off stump, the keeper collects. Returns it via mid-off to the bowler. That one played into the leg side. I thought about a single, but the fielder was quickly onto it and they changed their minds. Score remains on 40 for 3. That's bang through the covers, quick leg. It won't get to the boundary. They go for one. They're coming back for the second. And the return comes in now. And he got in 3. That was pretty close. Pretty close. They got through for 3. They need to take on the bowling. They can't be just playing defensively forward to everything. The 127 will seem thousands of miles away.
maybe when I'm short.
It was believed that this pitch wouldn't offer much turn, so probably Mackenzie's bowling some straight deliveries and they're playing inside of it, inside of those deliveries and having their stumps hit, playing for non-existent turn. So it's Mackenzie again. I don't think anybody could get the ball from Mackenzie. He's going to be bowling to Tariq Brand. Comes in from the main road end shot. Brand is on the front foot playing forward into the offside. No run. Mackenzie aborted his run up. Umpire signals dead ball. Here he comes again. Shot, and Brian is on the back foot flicking that. Was playing that down into the mid-on area. He probably thought about playing it squarer. But he got the single that he wanted from that shot at least. Kevon Brown now to face. It has been said that he used to open, so I'm wondering why he is at number 6. That ball played into the mid-on area. They thought about a single. And as much as it was misfielded, they decided against it. It is said that you shouldn't run on a misfield. But depends on how far the ball has gone past the person who attempted to field it in the first instance. Mackenzie to Brown. Brown is going forward, bouncing deliveries, missing it, not having a clue where that one was.
Yeah.
Mackenzie again to Brown. Brown, forward defensive, not finding that delivery. I don't think Brown was watching what was happening to those 3 batters of his who got bowled by Mackenzie. He would not have played that defensive shot at all. He needs to move his feet. Flick that one into the short leg position. Wanted to set up for a run, but he had to get back quickly. End of the over, Stets 43. 43 for 4. I remember Excelsior they made 144. They made Excelsior made 127 and lost their first wicket at 44. States they have lost 4 wickets at 44.
End of the 18th over. Yes. 44 for 4.
So Scott again coming in from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Tariq Bryan around the wicket. And that's a no ball. Not sure whether it was the front foot or the return crease. But oh, that one kept low. Scott to Bryan. Going back, pushing it into the mid-on here. They go through for a quick single. There was some hesitancy on the part of Brown, but He got home safely, pushes the score up to 45. 45 for 4, 46. Okay. We need a working scoreboard on that western end of the playing field. State will have to do something about it for the next season. Makes it easier for those in the pavilion and those on the bleachers to see exactly what is happening in the game. Kevin Brown waiting on Scott now. Delivery, full pitch delivery, and it's off the outside of the edge of the bat. Running down through the gully. They come for one. Will they come back for the second? Yes, they do. Quite easily, too. Forward he goes again. The man at short leg picks up. Scott. Full delivery and is driving that into the offside, but he can't get past the fielder. No good timing on that one. Dead ball signaled by the umpire because Scott aborted his run. Or should I say his walk to the wicket. Wolves and Brown is just coming forward, pushing that into the offside. The end of the over sits on 48 for 4.
48 for 4 at the end of the 19th over.
Who are you? So Mackenzie again. Let me check how many overs he has bowled so far. 9 for 20. 9 overs, 3 for 20. First delivery played into the offside by that went into the boundary of the players now signaling 4. So buys. 4 buys. Score goes up to 52. Skipper is trying to guide that down to third man. That looks like a getting out shot. Mackenzie again. That has some bat on it. Appeal, but umpire not giving them anything positive to go on. Mackenzie again to Brian. Brian is, oh, that hit him and it's going to run into the boundary. Yes, 4 runs. I'm not sure if that went straight to him. It might have bounced just in front of him. But it came off his shoulder, I think. Was hit very hard by Tyreek Brand. And the man was halfway to the boundary. It hit him somewhere on the shoulder, on the upper arm. And it ricocheted into the boundary for 4. So Mackenzie again to Brian, and Brian is driving back that on the offside of the pitch. The man at the short mid-off picks up, and it's the end of another over with stats on 56 for 4.
For 4 of 20 overs.
So Scott has remarked his run up from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Brown. That's Kevin Brown. Mid on.
The other one. When it goes so.
They have to build a partnership now. Stats, if they lose another wicket, especially that of the skipper, they would be in serious problem. That delivery should be getting to the pitch of it and driving it. He's stretching forward. Could have gone into the hands of the short leg. Scott again to Brown. Brown playing that into the covers. No run coming from it. Short delivery. Brown is back. Pushing it into the offside. One gets the impression that he is going to be in trouble if he keeps playing back to those deliveries. Outside the off stump, and he's leaving that one. They're not getting to the pitch and not playing the line. That is why 3 of them were bowled. Forward goes Brown. It's the end of another over, and the score remains on 56 for 4. Mackenzie continuing his spell. Oh, they've changed. Oh, Gray has changed end. Gray has changed end with Mackenzie. If I were Mackenzie, they couldn't get that ball out of my hands.
Almost spinner one not spinner. No, that one. No.
So Gray's back this time from the Main road end, short delivery, and that is banked into the covers. It goes through down to the man at wide, long off, and they get a single.
Bata, Busha get close to the ball.
It's 57.
Look more.
So Gray will be bowling to Kevin Brown.
Look more original.
Brown is just going back and flicking that into the backward square position. They go through for a quick single. They have to keep the scoreboard ticking over. After 4 wickets, it's a real long road to 127.
Play, that's it.
Skipper's on the back foot, pushing that one into the covers. Back past him, they'll get a single as it goes down to long off. They have to keep the scoreboard ticking over stats.
59.
So it goes up to 59 for 4. He was going back to a delivery that I believe he could have gone forward to, and that could have gone between mid wicket and mid on. He elected to stop it.
Great.
Gray again. Forward goes Brown. And it's the end of the over. Score remains on 59. 59 for 4. Stetson replying to Excelsior's 127 all out.
59 for 4.
This game is going to go down to the wire. I think it's going to go down to the wire. Yes. And even if Excelsior get first innings, it won't be by a very big margin.
Batan.
First day, a lot of cricket indeed remaining in this game. Scott, full delivery driven down to wide, long off. And they go through for an easy single.
Batan, fellas, Batan. Let me see. Watch it cricket. Don't turn it back to the cricket. Doing well, Busha, Batan.
Brown to receive from Scott.
That's
Coming
it,
forward. Initially thought of a single, but the man from Gully was around quickly to pick up, and he stood his ground. Scott again to Brown. Brown is driving that one down to mid-on. It was in the air a little while, but luckily it was away from the bowler and away from the man at mid-on, who was a little wider than normal. They were able to get that single without any problem. The score moves up to 61. 61 for 4. Go through a quick single. The fielder didn't pick up. Had he picked up cleanly, they could have been in problems.
Doing well, Busha. That's it. Get close to the ball.
So Brown again.
I don't like it.
Stroke in.
You mean I like picture? You like this one?
Yeah.
No.
What?
That one is good. That one is look good.
Your mommy will like them. Well, the sun is back out, even though there are some dark clouds up ahead. It doesn't seem as if rain is going to be here anytime now. It's 25 after 4 by my watch.
Play. Early.
The batsmen were sleeping. Batters were sleeping. They decided too late to take a single and then they changed their mind. A run out would have been in the offing for the Excelsior fielders. Gray. Outside the off stump, left alone by
That's it. Concentrate,
Tariq
man.
Bryan.
Baton. Doing well.
Oh,
Run
but I almost got through the crosser when they come in for the second, and they will get home safely.
Your first foot, that's up.
Bryan was on the back foot, that squeeze just past the leg stump, it down into the fine leg area, and they were able to get two without any serious problems.
Yes.
So the score is now 6-4. 6-4 for 4.
Baton. Yes, man, front foot. That's it.
Forward goes the skipper. The end of another over.
So the end of the 24th over gets 64. So 4. Water break.
Batan, Busha, Batan.
So after the water break, Scott is going to continue from the pavilion end. He's bowling to Brown. Brown is not offering a shot, leaving that one outside the half stump. There's an appeal.
Close your bat.
The umpire gives no indication that he's going to put the right index finger up. So Brown leaves it again. But he should be playing with his bat instead of his pad. Scott to Brown again. And he's driving that down the pitch on the onside, and they go through for a single.
Doing well, doing well.
It's a good thing the Excelsior team not bowling with any pace bowlers, because the light probably would have given the umpires the opportunity to come off. But to the west of this, this is like that. If you're bowling your slow bowlers, your spin bowlers, you can continue to play in this light. So Scott to the captain Brian. Brian has to stay there until the score is overhauled. Outside the off stump, he offers no shot. Scott again to Brian. Brian is coming forward, pushing that down the pitch, and they go through for a quick single. Well judged.
Batan, fellas, Batan, fellas.
So the score moves up to 66 for Stets, 66 for the loss of 4 wickets. So Reed, he went for 14, Bin for naught, Jadu for naught, and Littleton for 1. Brown facing
Play. That's it.
into the offside. No run coming from that.
Batan, little Busha, Batan.
Short, and it's going back. I think he should have been forward. He was able to, lucky to get the bat down in time. The Stets batters have this tendency when the ball is short to play back. When it is up, instead of moving their feet, they're playing the long defensive stroke, and that can get them into serious trouble.
Over. Sketch. 66. Before.
So after 25 overs, Stetson replied to 127 all out by Excelsior. They are 66 for 4. Well, they were able to get a single because of that misfield by the man down at long on.
Jinx. Somebody come back for this. Oh, sorry, I'm not valid on the female stage. All right, my classmate. Thank you very much.
So it's Gray again from the main road end to bowl to Brown. Outside the off stump. Brown is leaving that alone. I'm hoping that he's covering his stumps, because I've seen many a batter being bowled playing no shot.
Play Busha, play Busha.
Out there again, but this time hit on the pad outside the off stump. There was a stifled appeal. No run coming from that.
That's it, Busha.
Covering that one is Brown, and it went straight through to the wicketkeeper. The Excelsior spinners bowling fairly well. Here comes another delivery, and he's driving at that one outside the off stump. Miss. And the keeper took off the base. Lucky he had the back foot grounded. Brown did. Ooh. Outside the off stump again. That delivery should have gone through point. But they're not taking any chances. So it's the end of another over. Excelsior spinners keeping it really tight. 67 for 4. Stets in reply to Excelsior's 127 all out.
Dig deep, Abs, dig deep. Only pass space out there. Put the ball like gap and run. That's it.
They walk that single. Played down
Take
to
your time and pace it.
long off by Carrick Brand. Conserve some energy there by just trotting.
Batan, Bush, Batan.
That was a full toss to Brown, and he did make full opportunity.
Batan, Bush, I feel more than you, Batan.
Slapped it into the covers, misfeeded, and he got one.
Batan, man.
Scott the bowler from the pavilion end.
Batan, Batan.
Scott again to Brand.
That's it.
Wide outside the off
That's
stump.
it.
Not wide enough to be signal or wide, but wide enough for the batter to leave it alone. So Scott is going over the wicket now to the left-hander. Beautiful delivery outside the off stump. Turning away from Brand. Luckily for him, he never had a go at it.
In front of you, Played.
Brand playing that one down into
That's it.
the covers. Just one slip.
Play.
He left that one alone, lost his balance. Luckily for him, he was inside his grounds. Or else would have been in problems. Ended that over.
And of the 27th over,
69 for 4.
score 69 for 4.
There's a change in bowling from the main road end. Gray has given way to Daly.
How many others have to say after this?
Spinner again. I'm wondering if Excelsior has a seamer on their team. 4 spin bowlers.
Batan. Don't get like a basic and learn.
Left arm around to the right hand batter, one slip. Short mid wicket. Mid wicket on the boundary, backward square leg. There's a point. Cover, extra cover. And a man at deep mid off. Daily. They go through for a quick single as that one is played down to mid on.
Well done, Bushai.
Score goes up to 70. 57 more runs.
Long way away.
Yes, 57 runs could be a long, long way away after losing those 4 wickets. Daly to Brand.
Keep working there, keep working there.
Play down to mid on. Bowler threatened to throw the stumps down, and Brand was back in his grounds in a flash. Daly again to Brand, and Brand is trying to drive that, not moving his feet. Bottom inside edge of the bat and roll out to square leg. Short square leg. So Brian, what is Brian's score? 43. Brian is on 43. Easy playing that down into the gully region, not thinking about a run at all. I'm sure he'd want to come back tomorrow. The end of Daly is over. Just one run coming from it.
No?
70 for 4 after 28 balls.
Scott still continuing from the pavilion end, bowling over the wicket to Brown. Kevin Brown. Brown is on 5, it looks like. 6.
Brown is on 6.
Score tells me that Brown is on 7. Kevin Brown. Shot and is trying to bang that through the offside, but he wasn't close to it. He was moving away to square leg. He missed it completely.
Level.
Forward comes Brown, pushing it back past the bowler to the man at mid-off. Scott, Brown trying to hike that one over mid-wicket, lost his balance, missed it. Mid-wicket, mid-wicket is on the boundary. That could have gone to him anyway. That delivery could have been punched through the covers. He was just on the back foot playing that down the pitch for Scott to pick up. Scott is in his 12th over. Imagine that, 12 overs. 12 over marathon spell. Let me have a look at his figures. 12 for 25. I made an over this. State 70 for 4, chasing 127 made by Excelsior. Tyreek Bryan and Kevon Brown, the two batters at the wicket.
Got some pencil on shot, man.
Daly will continue. Left arm over. Forward goes Bryan. Is that a no ball? The umpire signaling? No ball. Daly again to Bryan. Straight to the man in the covers. He didn't feel clean and they thought of a run but had to change their minds quickly. Skipper trying to take a single, but Brown wasn't assisting in that yet. He wasn't assisting him. He had to get back into his crease quickly. That would certainly have been a run out for one of them. Forward goes Brown, not attempting anything rash.
Bad on.
Well stopped by the bowler. That was driven down on the onside by Bryan. Bowler moved across smartly and prevented any run. Daly again. That is played into the mid-wicket area. Luckily, the fielder didn't pick up cleanly. Ran around from mid-wicket in front of the square leg umpire, picked it up. Tried first time to pick it up. It eluded him, and that enabled them to go through for the single. 72 for 4 steps, replying to Excelsior's 127 all out. Went for the drive, did Brown, but the bat hit the ground, so that was what they heard.
So after 30 overs, stats are 72 for 4.
Scott is being tutored by his coach. Umpire is telling him that you.
Tyreek Forbes.
So there's a change in bowling from the pavilion, and Scott is off after bowling 11 overs, 12 overs for 25 runs. Tyreek Forbes is a new bowler from the pavilion end, and it seems as if he's going to be a spinner. He's going to be spinning the ball. Excelsior has no pace bowlers. Absolutely not. It would seem that they do not have any. Here comes to. Oh, that was a lovely shot. Down to mid-on by the skipper. Forbes, another spin bowler. Pace bowlers are not made in Excelsior.
It seems so tough. I've seen 5 bowlers so far, 5 all spinners.
All the spinners. I think they are all of the perception that schoolboys cannot play spin well.
It is true.
You get the feeling that that perception is true. Outside the off stump by Forbes. Brown just going across, shouldering arms. Easy single going down into the gully. Third delivery by Forbes. That's 1 run so far in the over. Forbes to bowl to the captain, Tariq Brown for Stets. Brown will have to stay there if Stets has any hope of overhauling this 127 based on the effectiveness of this Excelsior spin attack. Forward again comes Brian into the onside. Fielder running in from beside the square leg umpire picks up in a short mid-wicket area. He reverses to his position. Good single there. Brian driving down into the onside as they go through for this quick single. And it's the end of the over. So Brian has stolen the strike.
7-5-4. After 21 over.
So it's the left arm slow bowler Daly who will continue. 1 slip. Long on, long off. Wideish middle. There's a man in extra cover position. The man in the cover is a man at the backward point. Daly. So Daly again to Brian. Shot and Brian is punching that down into the onside. Can't beat the fielder. So I see the groundsmen, ground staff getting ready. They're probably expecting a slight rain. That one is through mid-wicket into the boundary now for 4. Short and the Brian was on the back foot punching that through mid-wicket for 4. And that brings up his score to 50. Brand's personal score to 50. He's going to have to stay there to get another 50 for Stets to be out of the woods, so to speak. Score moves up to 79. 79 for 4. Ground staff getting ready. It's up to the umpires to call on the covers. I'm not seeing any light rain. But even if there's light rain, I don't think it is enough for the umpires to stop playing call on the covers. So the end of another over.
79.
That Daly has so far bowled 3 overs for 7 runs. Forbes
32 overs.
1 over.
1 over for 3 runs.
Tyreek Brad with the fifth.
J. William.
Williams looks as if he's going to be bowling something quicker than what we have been seeing all day from Excelsior. But if he's going to bowl quicker in this light, then the umpire probably may have to call play for the day.
Forbes just ball 1 over.
So that is Williams. So indeed, they have produced a pace bowler, Excelsior. But it was Williams who had a marathon spell batting out there and scored very few runs. How many did he score? 3. After being there for hours and many overs. So let us see what he can achieve. It's the first sign of anything faster than slow from Excelsior today. Outside the off stump, the first delivery from Williams. Brown just went across, shouldered arms, and allowed that to go through to the wicket keeper.
Yes. Sharp edge. Can't sharp edge. No, it's something can't sharp it.
Williams to Brown. Brown is back driving that through the covers into it. Actually, it has gone through the fielders around to his left to pick up, and they were able to get a quick single. Pushes the score up to 80 for 4. Sounds like 47 to go. 47 looks a long way. So Tyreek Brown now to face Williams.
Big man cricket, it's a easy cakewalk. Yeah, so that's enough.
Playing that into the offside. Pretended he was going to take a single. Fielder came around quickly, picked up in the short mid-off area. Williams over the wicket And that is played into the leg side. I heard no, no, no. They wanted a single, but they did not take it. Could have been very dangerous. And Williams returns to his mark and will going to do battle with Tyreek Bryan. Outside the leg stump. That is outside the leg stump. There was an appeal, but even from my vantage point, I could tell it was going down the leg side, and the umpire said no.
Yeah, Bobby Nice this. Yes, I know the outside leg stuff.
So one delivery left for this Williams is over. Slower delivery, and Brian was up to it and just played it into the leg side. The end of Williams over. The score is 80 for 4.
So stats 80 for 4. 33 overs.
Looks like they're gonna have a change of bowling. That looks like Scott. Certainly, I'm not sure whether it's Scott or Daly who is going to continue. So I'm correct. It's Scott from the main road end. They tried Daly. I don't know why they decided to take him off because he had 3 overs for 7 runs.
Batan, Busha, Batan. Get close to it, see away.
Oh Lord. Scott is back.
That's it. Get close. Bend the front knee, bend the front knee, bend the front knee. Bend the front knee.
Scott again, after his marathon spell from the southern end, has gone to the northern end now.
Slick.
Huh?
What's on the complete video?
33 gone here, so.
Oh, that's a good shot. Into the boundary for 4. Was not able to see whether it had gone high over, but the umpire is in a better position and has signaled 4. Lovely shot by Kevon Brown. Score goes up to 84. That was indeed a bad ball, and it got the full treatment.
Huh? Total? All right, add them up. 32 plus 47, 46.5. 33 and 45, 46.
46 on 30, just 79.5. Here comes Scott again, and the Brown is coming forward,
Play.
dropping it outside the off stump, and the keeper just stretched across, picked up. Scott. That is played into the left side. They go through for a quick single. Picked up just to the right of the square leg umpire, and they were able to get what turned out to be an easy single. 85 for 4 steps in reply to 127 made by Excelsior, 127 all out. And after the 5th bowler, we were able to see a pace from Excelsior. Scott again. to Brian.
Play.
Forward goes Brian.
Play.
Brian is on. Looks like Brian is on 50.
Yeah, man, 50 flat.
50.
At the
Yes.
end of over 934,
I'm have.
steps
Well, I call him
are
have more than what it is.
85 to 4.
They say use your bat. Well, you feel that? You feel that?
So Williams will continue from the pavilion end.
Yeah, use your bat.
50 flat.
What's that? Probably listen to you.
That was down the leg side, and the keeper did well to move to his left to pick it up, because I'm not sure that the man at fine leg would have been able to get around to it.
Nice keeper. Total.
Yes, for a tall keeper, he has been moving quite well.
Stroke in, young boy. No! No!
That was driven into the offside by Brown. He got one, it was misfielded, and they were about to take the second, and the coach was shouting from the pavilion, no, 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 and it's a good thing they didn't take it, because there was the possibility of a run out.
Think about 470. Yeah. And a 51. That's a question. So they about 3. What do you think she would have played? That Bryce wouldn't play. William Pierce wouldn't play. I wouldn't play.
So Williams again trying to preserve some shine on the ball. Going again to do battle with Brian. Passes the umpire, jumps, delivers, and Brian is driving that down to mid on. Can't get a single. The score remains on 86-4. Nine minutes after 5 on my watch. I think play is scheduled to go on until 6 o'clock, light permitting. But I don't think that we'll get to a 6 o'clock situation this afternoon, because the light is definitely not one for much longer play, because some black clouds are hovering over the northern side. Here comes Williams to Brian. He's driving that one to the leg side. They come for one, they come for two. And if they were hustling, they certainly could get 3. So the score goes up to 88, Brian 1 to 52.
Yeah.
And it's the end of the Williams over.
Busta. Busta. Premier League match today. Water.
35 overs.
Speed fast.
Steps are
Go.
4. 88 for 4. The 35 overs.
What's the way? But let's go steer over and do over. Attack Bush.
Just cut out.
Playing. That's it.
He's back.
Trying to get Brown's score here. He's supporting his captain.
14, 17, 19.
He's on 19 and is driving that one
Very good.
into the offside, and we get another single. So Brown goes up to 20, and the score is now 89 for 4. "38 runs away from first innings. Sorry, 39, because 38 would have equaled the score by Excelsior. That was a rash shot. That was a rash shot by the captain trying to go through to the covers. Luckily for him, it slid past the off stop.
You man out there already, Tina.
Don't give it up. Don't give it. Don't give it.
Two batters are being encouraged
Batman.
to bat throughout the rest of the day.
Stroking. That's it, man. That's man.
That looks like Mackenzie had come back from the northern end.
Yeah.
Mackenzie has come back to continue. He has 3 wickets.
Watch that.
Watch that. Take your time. I'll keep all over that one.
Yeah, because this has to go.
Brown playing that one down the offside.
Well done, Busta.
Bowler
Well
picks
done.
up. It's the end of another over. And it's another water break as the ground staff go out to do any remarking.
Score is 19-4. Okay, 19-4. Water.
Scissors.
I'll tell it, man.
So they're getting ready to resume after the water break.
Yes, I come back.
Williams to continue from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Tyreek Brand. Tyreek is on 53, it looks like. Retaking his guard from the umpire. I'm wondering if this is good enough light for pace bowler to bowl in.
Cover the sweat hard. The sweat hard, man.
So Williams. The Brand is playing that in the square leg region. They go for one. Will they be able to get a second? They're coming back for it. The ball is not picked up. And they're able to get the second run. That puts it up to 92 for 4.
Played.
When was the fall of the last wicket? I'm checking the partnership of Brown and
52 partnership.
Brown and Bryan. 52 round partnership.
Bat.
As it gets well, when scores at 40.
Okay. Williams to Bryan. Bryan is driving that. Oh, that was too straight. That hit the middle stump of the non-striker's end. Dead straight.
Batan.
4 inches either side, that would have rattled the boundary. Beautiful shot for 0 runs. So Williams, 4th delivery now. Down the leg side. Keeper collects cleanly and it's back to Williams. Williams. That's driven down the ground and it's going away. Straight drive. It gets to the boundary now. 4 glorious runs from the left-hander. Tyreek Brand, the captain of Stets, a beautiful shot. Earned him 4 runs. Score goes up to 96. Here comes Williams again. Final delivery, and that's played into the offside. It's stopped by single. Oh my goodness. Brown almost ran himself out.
That gun.
The ball was played straight to the fielder at backward point, and Brown was halfway down the pitch. I'm not sure where Brown intended to go, but lucky for him, he wasn't picked up cleanly and he had the chance to get back. He lives another day. Looks as if it is getting darker now.
Here come. That's necessary on first day today. Let me say make a cheeky today necessary. First day today.
Necessary.
It is not necessary to take those chances.
Not necessary.
14 wickets on the first day, and they have 2 more days and some minutes left to go. And Stets at 96 for 4 should be worrying about taking cheeky singles.
Played.
Mackenzie.
96.
96 for 4 steps. Mackenzie, second delivery in the over. And that is gone back of the square. It's running towards the boundary. Won't get there, but they'll get at least a 2. Leg by 98 for 4 steps.
No, 190. 190. Back push. You're doing well. Bata, you're doing good. Stroke in.
Mackenzie that's given into the offside. They go through 1. Well played by Brown. Score goes up to 99. 99 for 4. Slowly but surely, they're getting to the point of 127. But they must get over even by a run to have first innings. Easy single down to wide the mid on. So it's 100 up. 100 for 4. Stats just now need 28 more runs to take first innings. Mackenzie to Brown. And that is into the leg side, backward. Square leg, final leg region. No signal from the umpire, so that came off the bat. It's 101 for 4. Tyreek Bryan now to face Mackenzie. Long on, long off. Mid wicket boundary. There's a play on that is just played into the gully region, and they go through for another single. 102 for 4.
102.
So it's the end of another over.
Alright, so the end of the 38th over. Score is 102.
The umpires are having a conference. They're looking at the light. They're looking at what things they look like out there.
A 62 run partnership.
And they've decided to continue.
So 102 for 4.
Who is going to continue now? That looks like Scott has returned. So Scott will come back from the southern end. He has taken.
That's right.
Scott has taken 1 for looking at his scorecard. Played into the covers by Brian, decides not to take a run. Scott,
come back.
so that's 1 for 25, I think. Forward goes Brian. Scrapes away some loose dirt. Oh, shot through the covers for 4. Brilliant shot. Went like a bullet. I thought that Tyreek Brand wasn't seeing the ball at all, but from a shot like that, he's seeing everything clearly. The score goes up to 106. 106 for 4.
That was for us.
Watch a ball along.
Well, the umpires in the middle must know what they're seeing. They have a control.
Watch and scream out.
Playing that down the pitcher, go through for a quick single as it goes on to mid on.
I first day here coming here to big up score. That's a nice stream here.
Score goes up now to 108 for 4. And I think very soon they're going to, the umpires will be calling play because from where I am sitting, it looks a little dark. There are no side screens, but because the fact that the spinners are bowling, they are a little reluctant to come off. Mackenzie now to Brown, and Brown steps away from it. Mackenzie restarts his run. Coming, short delivery going forward is Kevon Brown playing that down the offside of the pitch, and the bowler picks up, rubs the ball on the right side. Yeah, Mackenzie. Back again to Brown. Driving that down to mid off. I wouldn't have a problem if the umpires decide to come off. But apparently the batters seem to be saying quite well. They took a very quick single a while ago. That brings the skipper to be on strike.
They want 39 pound cheap then.
Brian to face Mackenzie. And they go through for a quick single as that is played into the mid wicket area. Score goes up to 110. 17 more runs to get to Excelsior score, and 18 more runs to get first innings. Brown forward into the covers. No run there. I would love to have the eyes of the umpires.
Hey, Cass. Hey, Cass. Cass.
For staying with us for this the 2025 Spalding Cup Stats versus Excelsior, and I want to thank Sir Ainsley Clark with brilliant commentary here on Busta Sports Note. So Excelsior 127 all out, Stats 110 for 4. Day 1 completed. Join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. for day 2. I'm Buster. Have a wonderful evening.